simplified drawing. I do not suggest fine liners or pens because they are too thin and the nature of the drawing will not be able, you will not be able to do the exercise well. So here's my paper and I will start. As a way. Before we start on this exercise, I will suggest that let's activate our theme. I'm talking about that we're on the topic of virus. Let's call it the virus. But whatever your association is with this particular topic, it's up to you. So what we're going to do right now is we'll do an exercise known from psychology. We activate the theme by writing 20 words, minimum 20 words, in 20 seconds, associated with the theme. Well, today. The idea is just continue writing. "20 words in 2 minutes. That's probably it. Stop for now. Okay, so as I had interruption, normally I write more words than that, and I have emotions, desire, words like create, health, friends, community, online, markers, art, creativity, staying at home, goals, and everything else. So that crisis that happened in that, associated mostly with changes that I happened in my life. Like for example, I start teaching online more than I had expected, and sooner than I had expected. Okay, and now we follow the following exercise. This exercise is called in general psychology catharsis. So what we do, we'll take a marker, just choose any color, a marker that you would like to work today. I'm thinking since I was talking about some mystical attitude, and I would probably choose the purple one. But I will not draw with it right away because what happened, I typically break them because my catharsis always to your emotion outburst, that hysterics that is stored inside, and you put it on paper, that becomes it's quite violent. So and I basically break pencil. So what I would do now, just please have a look for what exercise I am going to do. I'm going to do some scribble, unconscious, to all my energy, I'll, on paper. Okay, so I'm gathering my energy. So no, do not start right now. Just to, if you don't know how to do that, just have a look. If you know how to do it, you can join me right now. So I'll gather my energy, all my emotions in relation to the theme, and I draw it like this. And, okay, enough. Okay, you can't see it, but I see it quite well because this pen created grooves in my paper. And then you will see it in the theme as we're going along with that. Okay, so what I would like you to repeat this beginning of the exercise. So it's important that you can use your energy, that you throw your energy. So let me check. It seems to me that the camera is not focused. So I'm going to switch it again and I see whether it will improve. Okay. Okay. So you will do a similar thing. When I say go, you draw your scribble on your paper. Okay. So get ready, prepare your tool, and when I say go, you draw for 3 seconds. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, stop. Okay. I did it a short one, so you have enough time to draw. This is a short session, and I would like you to so we can draw enough. Okay. So what I'm going to do today, next, is to start this catharsis that's unconscious. I'm going to use it a marker and draw on top of the lines consciously. So what the meaning of this is that you add consciousness, you feel consciousness, like light of consciousness into what was unconscious. So what I do it is just there's steps of this algorithm who are familiar with Neurographica, but it's the majority do not know. I will just ask to follow me. And before going any further, I would like to show also the line, what kind of light we're drawing. It's called neurographic line, and how it is different from a regular line. From a regular line, this line, by definition, it doesn't repeat itself. And at this point, I will ask you, make sure that you do not create a pattern line. It's not intuitive drawing. Intuitively, you will continue to draw some kind of pattern. Just make sure that your line doesn't repeat itself. So if you have, for example, we have lines on your drawing, like straight lines from our catharsis. What I would ask you just to kind of make an even trail on top of your line. The significance behind it is that there are no straight line in nature. And all the lines that we see are, for example, cracks on the old buildings, or waves on water surface. They all have this pattern. It's nature communicates in a line that has no pattern, or at least we do not know the pattern. So if we would like to communicate with our brain, with our subconscious mind, which is also part of nature, we're using this line, trying to learn the language of nature. There's one more that I'm going to explain a little bit later, one more principle of Neurographica. So what I do, I just start drawing these lines over the top of the existing lines for my catharsis from one side of the page to another. One here. And here. Using all the lines, long line. You may ask what I'm doing in my mind, or what else to do. Simple. So what we need when we're doing this exercise in Neurographica, any exercise in Neurographica or Neurographica drawing, we observe what happens with our emotions, thoughts, and pay attention to our body feelings in our body. Of course, you can, in reality, we watch our hands, how we draw the lines, we pay attention in our physical reality, and at the same time, we observe our emotions. So you're welcome to rotate the drawing. It's an abstract drawing. To make it comfortable, to see better. As I mentioned, this is not my first drawing on this topic, but I would like, as much I can help the community, I would like to share this method with you. So almost all the lines are done. Short one. So the next step that we're going to do is just it's called rounding. It is the second and very important principles in Neurographica that makes it different from any other type of drawing. You can see the lines here, two lines. Supposedly there's another line coming here and creates intersection. Yeah, and you have many intersections because you can see on your drawing here. All these intersections create sharp corners that show our attention. To reduce our the tension in our drawing, and also the tension in our perception, we're going to do rounding that would look something like this. Every intersection creates two lines, four intersecting lines create four corners, and I round all of them like this, and also go over the line, make sure that they're not sharp. And also, please make sure that when you're drawing like this, you don't have any sticking lines like here. All I do, I just bring them together. So this is the next step that we're going to do in our drawing. This is a mechanical step. All you need to do is to find corners and round them. I go over the lines, the next line again. To make sure that you have all the corners rounded. If you have any tight area, I just fill it in. I may do it a little bit faster and today during our session, but I will make sure later I will do it again better, more diligently. Make sure that all the corners. So if you start it now, and you feel like you need time, more time to spend with this drawing, you can always return to it and spend more time with it. So make sure that you're feeling nice in the corners, because all this tension is gathered in these straight lines and sharp corners. At the beginning, it's not easy to see all the sharp corners. Almost, okay, probably half of my drawing is done. I turn it this way. Okay, so make sure that you observe your emotions, your thoughts. Okay. This recording will be available in later. So if anybody would like to have a look again, you can watch it from the beginning and stop, and if you need, and we'll repeat your step and take as much time as possible for yourself. Almost done. Okay, so almost, I hope I had all my corners rounded. Okay, so here we are. And then what we can do now is just to apply colors. Just make sure that you have no sharp corners. Also, this algorithm for removing inner constraints requires that we have our drawing uniformly filled in the page. So if you see that anywhere you have empty spot, like I have, for example, here, you can draw the line, an additional line. I feel like I need to fill it in here. Because the corner looked a little bit empty. And again, if you add a line, make sure you round. Okay. And maybe another one here. It's all over. So what this step in the process means that our own tension that was expressed in our first initial catharsis, that outburst, emotional doodle, unconscious. And when we started adding the line, connecting it with the background of the page, we started reducing tension between us and the page. And the page in this case represents our surroundings. So essentially, the less tension you carry within yourself, the less you will be project in the world around you. Okay, so it seems like honestly, and I can't even see the my original drawing, but that's scribble. And that's the goal of this step. Whatever we've done, that you're not able to find it on the page. Okay, and as I said, you're welcome to add line if you feel you need more uh, to work more on this drawing. The same neurographic line. So now it's time to start coloring. So we'll take a pencil and apply colors. What colors? Any colors. Whatever in your intuition, what you feel like applying. I will probably choose, yeah, maybe I can start with blue. Uh, the requirements for coloring, and that's you color at least 3 or more adjacent cells. Like what I mean, if I start here with the blue, I cover a few like this. And not only separate cells like when you color inside, but over the lines. And when you're coloring, desirable that you don't see pencil marks. So you have to be. Colors can overlap and create a nice artistic effect. But also, as you can understand, that in our world, we saw our emotions, that in this case probably represented by different colors, overlap. So it's not only for artistic expression, but so and also I have a trick. I take just a napkin or paper towels and I smudge the entire drawing. So this helps me to blend the colors nicely. Right now, I'm just following my intuition and apply colors. These steps, we work on integrating the drawing. We also work on the level of much deeper level that represented the colors. The colors affect us on a very deep subconscious level. But also they help to unite the drawing, and that which helps in our understanding, perception. So the fewer elements, the easier for the mind to absorb it. Right? Here I decide, maybe I decide to get yellow. I feel like the drawing is quite cold, and I would like to add some nice yellow, sunny color. In coloring, please, here, you don't have to follow me. You can apply colors in the pattern you want. Your drawing. And perhaps red. There's no need to color the entire drawing because white is also a color. And it's a powerful color. White and black are powerful colors. By working hard, it was almost like need to sharpen the pencil. Also, what I would like to add in this blue, darker blue. To reduce my pencil marks, make it a nice and smooth drawing. It's a different. I will promise to finish this drawing with within a few later. This is just only the beginning, and I posted in the group. So make sure I will make sure that I add the final drawing in our conversation at the end of this class when I finish it. Okay, so what another couple of steps that I would like to do before we finish is they call what we call it in Neurographica field lines. They're special lines that we draw them stronger. So if we started about our conversation is mystics and we're artists and mystics at the same time, we'll call them field lines because they help us connect with the field, with cosmos. You know, the energy of cosmos, the energy of field. They carry information, and it could be mentioned like a large river, that every continent has large river that nourish the earth with water. And in general psychology is known the concept of the field. So they contain information and they carry energy. And here we're using the lines in our drawing. So how to draw them? I will just, I have, my marker has a thin, a fine edge and a wide edge. So what I would do, I will draw them over, they extend from one side of the page to another, from space into space, and they can be coincide with the existing line, but they can also be on their own. So I feel like part, I will start in the middle. So part of it is I make it much stronger, and you can probably understand that we need to unite it with the drawing. We need to round the corners of new corners that appeared as a result of drawing this line. How many lines you can we wonder? I'd suggest on this size of the drawing, I would probably do 3. And this one, I feel, I sense I need it here to energize the low part. And I use it one of the existing lines. And I round it. And one more line. I use this existing line. And then I will draw it like this. So they all seem to converge into somewhere in the distance. And I'm working with the corners again. Okay,